lost in a city dream, and I was at home again beside the stream. Then you walked past me, and you saw me and smiled. I will never forget the first time when I saw you. I thought I lost my mind. Blue and faded was blown away and left behind. I hope you'll always be around, even if I fail. You are like a summer breeze that I must inhale. Is it possible for us to feel this way forever? Loving you has never felt more right. Woke up lonely, and for you there is nothing in this world I wouldn't do. I would walk 1,000 miles.
Well, good morning on day 29 at 7:45. Having ridden 45 kilometres from Phang Nga. I'm in Phuket, or as some would like to say, Phuket. You were probably thinking I was going to say something else. Look, a fairly cruisy morning, although a lot of hills, a lot of climbing and descending. I guess I'm back to sea level. So I've just crossed this bridge into Phuket. You've probably just seen a little bit of video of me crossing it. Hopefully I've put that in 4 times for you, so you don't have to watch the whole thing. Though it's a short crossing, it's probably a long par 4. 360 metres with a tricky approach. Yeah, look, easy ride. Yeah, I'm starting to sweat, but well, no, I started to sweat as soon as I started riding, but yeah, I'm dripping wet, but that's normal. I actually feel quite comfortable when I'm rolling. As with every other occasion, it's only when you're going up the hills and you slow down and your effort goes up that you get hot. I still haven't decided where I'm staying, so you know, if I don't make a decision soon, it'll be the Old Town, because that's where my map has its destination set. Yeah, if you look out to the right and those hills, that's the mainland. So I've left the mainland. What am I? I'm 45 k's into the ride. Phuket's actually a fairly big island, so yeah, it's probably, gosh, 60 kilometres from north to south. So I'll be heading down pretty much into the southeast corner of the island. So I've got, yeah, 45 k's to go or thereabouts.
Goes round and round in circles, but I'm still on the ground. It's a dizzying day. I would give a lot to get away. It's getting real dark in here.
Well, good morning from Phuket Old Town, which is where I let the bike take me yesterday. So I rode in here yesterday, day 29. It's obviously now day 30. I did not enjoy that ride after I last videoed crossing the bridge. I was feeling pretty good when I'd crossed that bridge and shot that video. I then had 45 kilometres to ride into either Phuket Old Town or to Phang Beach, and it was awful. It was really awful. I think they've piled up the craziest people in Thailand, craziest drivers, and craziest Zinger pilots, and whacked them all on Phuket Island yesterday because it was awful. Yeah, the worst I've probably ever felt on a bike. Look, I had the mirror. I was safe, but probably without the mirror I wasn't. Just like a lawless society, absolutely lawless on the road. I mean, they'll sit at the traffic lights. They'll sit at the traffic lights for 120 seconds, that's 2 minutes. They'll sit at the traffic lights for 2 minutes, not batting an eyelid. Absolutely content that that's what they need to do. Sit at the traffic lights. There's no traffic coming from any other direction. They're sitting there really for no purpose other than there's a traffic light telling them to wait. And once they go, they think it's an autobahn. In fact, they think the whole country's an autobahn. The problem is here, there's a lot of traffic. I'm not even sure I've seen a speed sign in the whole country. I'll have a look out, and if I see one, I'll take a photo of it. I don't think I've seen a speed sign in the whole country. As I say, they think it's an autobahn and they just select whatever speed they want to do. I'm just competing with someone on a phone who doesn't realise they're on a phone. Yeah, the light goes green and bang, they're off. They're off. Yeah, the F1 start's got nothing on these people, and they're all vying for the same space, and I happen to be on the side of the road, and they'll use that. So there are trucks, cars with their left wheels in the middle of the Zinger lane, which is where I am, and yeah, they eventually slow down and give me way. But I've already been ducking into the bushes for cover. Fortunately, I'm riding off Phuket early in the morning, and they're still, hopefully not, still in bed. Yeah, it's the worst 45 kilometres I've ever ridden, yeah. Righto, enough of that. I rolled into the old town and pulled up at an amazing old hotel. Asked if they had a vacancy, and the chap said, yeah, we got a vacancy. 3 nights? 3 nights, because this is my rest. Got a vacancy for 3 nights. He showed me where to put the bike, and I brought the bike in. And then he looked at me and he said, now I check for vacancy. I'm like, but you've already told me you've got a vacancy. No vacancy. So that was disappointing because it's a beautiful hotel. It's called the On Hotel in Phuket Old Town. Anyway, he didn't have a vacancy. So he pointed me around the corner to a place called Casablanca. I thought, well, that's going to be pretty good. Another beautiful old building. No vacancy. So I rode off down a couple of the streets here in the old town and saw the most, I guess, iconic old street here. Rolled down there, and there was a small hotel on this street. So I stuck my head in the door, and they had a vacancy, and I'm paying top dollar. I'm paying $32 a night in a building that's more than 200 years old. The people are fantastic, again, as always. And look, it's a very basic room. It's the most basic room I'll probably stay in the whole trip. But the location is amazing. And the fact that, well, I got a room. And it's right in the centre of the town. So I'm pretty happy. And look, I'm not here to seeking creature comforts. You know, I'm 2 days rest and back on the road, heading north towards Ranong and the Burmese border. So here's a bit of video of this area. And by the way, this is Coffee Shop Central. You could not count how many coffee shops are within about a 200 metre square or 200 metre radius. I'll say 50, you'll think I'm exaggerating. It's not 50. I think it's closer to 150. You've only got to walk, you cannot walk 20 metres without a coffee shop. And they're all different and quaint. And there's one in the background here behind all of these roses. That's a coffee shop. The next one's about 12 metres down the road. And this nice lady's having her telephone conversation right next to me. Yeah, as you do. So here's one of the streets in the Old Town. These buildings are all roughly 200 years old. So let's come for a walk down my street. And I'm going to photobomb these poor people. Sorry. And we've got a local professional model. She's working the camera. And the photographer, and that's the style. As I say, this is my street. $32 for the room. Sawasdee krap. Cup. From Australia.
Australia.
Where you come from?
Local people.
From Phuket?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh wow.
And all these first came from Isan, from the North Rajasthani.
Yes? Yeah, okay, come. Isan, I know.
You know.
Yeah. Suratthani. Oh, I was there 1 week ago. And Suratthani, Samui. Yeah. Okay, cup. Bye. And this lady here is the manager of the hotel I'm staying at. And this is where I'm staying. Check this out. Those 3 windows are my bedroom. Well, my room. I can open the curtains and look out at this street. Complete with temple at the end of the road. And that is the view from my room. So I believe this was built by the Chinese 200 years ago, and one of the many coffee shops on this street and in this area. I could do with a coffee shop like that while I'm riding. A Rush coffee. So as I said, this is where I'm staying, and they've agreed to let me video. Well, they didn't agree. They're quite happy. A nice family just sitting down, being filmed. Kitty cat. And I've mentioned previously, in every premises you go into, there's a temperature scanner. I'm normal. Only normal. I'll be sitting, or in fact, those are my things. I'll be sitting down with the laptop soon, editing this video. Here are two of the lovely ladies. Sadika. Can you say your name?
My name Pikanda. Or
Pikana.
My nickname is Sa. Sa.
Ta.
Sa. S-A-A.
Sa.
Yes.
Ah, Sa.
Cat.
And this is rescue. Sa and rescue.
Cat.
Cat.
Yeah.
Sa and cat. They don't know it yet, but they're going to make me a drink shortly. I go up.
Yeah, okay.
Cup. And there's the old trusty bike, still performing amazingly. And a nice little courtyard here. You don't get much for 32 bucks. Unbelievable. And then we've got the stairs. And these stairs are designed for people with very small feet. And this is going to look like a very messy room. There's a reason for that. My things are going into the laundry today, and I've just got them on the floor drying out a little bit before I hand, rather than hand the poor ladies some wet clothes. So it is not the biggest room in the world, but it is comfortable enough. The bed is fine. The aircon is awesome. It works really well. And that is the view from my room. And people come from all over to walk down this street and take photos. And I'm staying here for $32 a night. So I'm feeling really good. You know, I was so happy to get off the bike yesterday. Disappointed about that hotel, I must be, because I've just mentioned it to you, but disappointed about the on-on. just because of its historic significance. This was a small building, 200 years old. That was a very large, I'm assuming, hotel or some other similar use, similar age, but quite grand. And yeah, that was only going to be $60 a night, and you know, for what it is, it would have been amazing. I may try and shoot some of that later today or tomorrow if I go and have a G&T. I'm actually looking forward to getting back on the bike to the next stop, which will be Koh Lak, then up to Ranong. I've done, by the time I roll off the island, I will have done exactly 2,000 kilometres. I'm about 45k short of 2,000, and it's a 45k ride. So if you do the maths, it works out about right. But I've only got about 850 k's to go now to get back to Bangkok, with side trips, etc. You know, maybe call it 1,000. So yeah, I'm I guess 2/3 done. I'm already sort of starting to feel like, oh, it's coming to an end too quick. The riding's been amazing. You know, hot, sweaty. Did I mention sweaty? But that's okay. You know, it's frustrating that you're so wet when you go to touch stuff, but it doesn't matter. Now, this is a forced rest somewhat, just to make sure I'm on top of things and I've got time. So I had yesterday afternoon off, you know, it was a riding day. I've got all of today off. I'll catch up on some video and Facebook stuff, just get my ducks in a row there. Then a day off tomorrow. There's a night market in this old quarter. I don't think it's on this street, but it's on the other streets. And I'm told that's really quite something. So anyway, I'll do that. But I'll roll out. Today's Saturday. I'll roll out of here Monday, you know, ready to go. I'm already ready to go, and I've only had, you know, about 4 hours off the riding schedule. And I have spoken a lot, so I hope I edit a lot. Otherwise, you'll switch off early, and I don't blame you. So I'm bleh. Do that again, dickhead.